Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of Business Morning. It's the midweek edition of the program, and we're live to you on Channels Television, your home for the news. I'm Harriet Agbinyi. It's a pleasure to have you join me on the show today. So let's take a look at some of the stories we're tracking for you. Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has joined other leaders at the ongoing World Economic Forum in Davos Cluster, Switzerland, with the theme Responsible and Responsive Leadership. At a press conference, Professor Osinbajo spoke about the federal government's robust economic and growth plan to set the country on the path of sustained growth, including plans to sell euro-denominated bonds worth $1 billion by the end of this quarter. Also in the news, the Central Bank of Nigeria has warned Nigerians against the use of virtual currencies, including Bitcoin, Ripples, Litecoin, anything that has to do with digital currency. Now, according to the bank regulator, where lenders and other financial institutions are not satisfied with the controls put in place by the virtual currency exchanger or customers, the relationship should be discontinued immediately. And that's part of a statement that it issued, among other things. Now, the regulator also says any suspicious transactions by these customers should immediately be reported to the Nigerian Finance Intelligence Unit. Now, remember that just earlier this month, the Securities and Exchange Commission had also issued a public notice on its website saying none of the individuals or companies promoting the use of the currencies is recognized by it or any other regulatory agency in the country, and investors who invest in these assets do so at their own risks. And barely 24 hours after Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, led a federal government delegation to the Niger Delta region, and an unidentified militant group has blown up a crude oil trunk line in Uheli, Delta State. No group has claimed responsibility for this attack. So let's take a look at other market news, particularly focusing on how trading fared yesterday as a second trading day for this week. We're starting from the equities market, and following declines in consumer heavyweight, including Nestle and Nigerian breweries, the all-share index shed 0.36% to close at 26,278.20. Market capitalization came in at 9.04 trillion naira, and this was in spite of positive investor sentiments towards some of the banking stocks, including Axis Bank, UBA, as well as downstream oil and gas player Mobil. At the end of the day, well, market breadth was kind of negative. We saw volume coming in at 371.86 million units, valued at, well, there was an increase, I beg your pardon, in volume and value by over 100%. To 371.86, and for value 1.71 billion naira, exchanged in 3,522 deals. Now, over at the fixed income segment of the market, there was an OMO auction yesterday by the central bank, about 209 billion naira worth of it. Money market rates trended up across all tenors. So taking a quick look at that particular list, we have overnight money coming in, however, contracting 0.50% to close at 11.25%. But the 1, 3 month and 6 month NIBOR rates all recorded increases of between 0.26 and 0.47%. And for the fixed income segment of the market, Treasury Bills in particular, sell-offs continued in that segment of the market, and average yield moved southwards by about 0.19% to close at 18.64. About 18.64%. But taking a look at the top four of the about 28 Treasury bills listed on the FMDQ OTC's market, the most active remains the bill maturing on the 16th of February with about 77 deals done and a discount high of 17.15%. At the end of the day, in 591 deals, 151.31 billion naira was realized. And for the bonds market today, the Debt Management Office will be offering about 130 billion naira worth of bonds. It's the first auction for the year and for the month of January. So investors are actually gearing up for that particular trade, and we see that they're favoring most of the mid to long dated bonds, particularly the bond maturing on the 18th of March 2036 that had the highest number of deals of 22 with a value of 2.60 billion naira recorded. At the end of the day, in 89 deals, 41 billion naira was recorded.